What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously here once again. I am back to do my New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion 2017 predictions. Now, of course, Dominion is this Sunday live from Osaka Joe Hall in Osaka, Japan. So we got 7 fantastic matches, 4 Wrestle Kingdom 11 rematches, and 5 titles are on the line. So cannot wait to do these predictions. Of course, my Road to Dominion prediction is getting uploaded right now. So, of course, that is the go-home show going into this pay-per-view. So I cannot wait to do these predictions. Now, of course, my record after the last New Japan Pro Wrestling pay-per-view, which was, of course, Road to Wrestling Dotaku, Wrestling to Yukini, and, of course, Wrestling Dotaku 2017, was a combined 17-4 record. So our overall record going into these Road to Dominion and Dominion predictions is 24-14, so it's a pretty damn good record. Of course, second best record to the WWE predictions on our channel, Ring of Honor predictions, and of course NXT predictions. Now, I do want to thank all you guys for watching all the videos this week. Of course, my Best of the Super Juniors finals is up. If you did not get to check that out, definitely go check that out. I'll have that at the bottom at the end of the video. Of course, that match was fantastic, and I will talk about the winner of the Best of the Super Juniors in this video as well. So, of course, the next video we're going to be doing, of course, will be our Money in the Bank 2017 predictions, which, of course, will have 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches, of course, with AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Shinsuke Nakamura. And, of course, for the first time ever, we're having a women's Money in the Bank match. So I cannot wait to do those predictions next week. And, of course, the following week after that, I will be doing my Ring of Honor Best in the World predictions, which, of course, will have, which we know now, the main event for Best in the World will be Almighty Christopher Daniels versus, of course, his number one contender representing of course, the American Nightmare, Cody. So that's going to be a fantastic one to predict, and maybe my toughest predictions to date on this channel. So again, those are the. So again, we're at 134 subscribers. I mean, we're at 135 subscribers. I'm sorry. So thank you guys so very much for subscribing and supporting the channel. Of course, if you're new subscribers, welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm, of course, JT Dangerously, and welcome to the club, because this club. Whoop whoop. Other than that, that's the only updates before the video. So let's get right into these predictions. I cannot wait to do these predictions. So of course, these are not in order. I'm going off of what I'm seeing. So let's start off with the first matchup. Of course, it is for the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championships. Of course, it's one of 4 Wrestle Kingdom 11 rematches. Of course, the challengers representing and of course the reigning Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions of the world, and the reigning Super Kick Champions of the world, because it ain't no party like a party. Of course, sorry for that delay. Of course, it is Matt and Nick, the Young Bucks, and also representing the Elite, second time. Of course, their opponents and reigning IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions, of course, Rocky Romero, Trent Beretta, Roppongi Vice. Now, of course, at Wrestle Kingdom 11, Roppongi Vice defeated the Young Bucks to become the IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions. Of course, since then, they, of course, lost the IWGP Junior Tag Team titles to Taichi and Kanemaru, but then regained it right back. So they're coming in as champions this time in this rematch. Now, of course, with the Young Bucks, this is their first pay-per-view after Wrestle Kingdom. Of course, they've been the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions of the world, and I can respect that now. Of course, the last time they were The last time these guys have won the tag team titles, the junior tag team titles, was last year in 2016. So it's been a while since then. So coming from me, in this matchup, I'm going to take the Young Bucks to beat Roppongi Vice and become the new IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions and add more gold to Bullet Club. And now the next matchup, a special singles matchup between, of course, the return of Michael Elgin, or Big Mike, of course, the former IWGP Intercontinental Champion, against this man representing, once again, he is the number one contender for the Ring of Honor title. Of course, I am talking about the American Nightmare, Cody. Now, of course, this is Big Mike's first match in 2017. Of course, he has a match. We got a tag match between the two at Road to Dominion. So this is his big pay-per-view return from in 2017. And then, of course, with Cody coming in undefeated, of course, beating Juice Robinson at Wrestle Kingdom, and of course beating David Finlay at Wrestling Dotaka. So he's coming in undefeated as a single star. Now, of course, with Cody, he's getting a title shot against Christopher Daniels at Best in the World. So this is a prime chance to get some momentum going into that title match in Lowell, Massachusetts. So this is going to be a fantastic matchup with these two, of course, Big Mike, with Michael Elgin, and Cody. This is going to be a great matchup. So coming from me, I'm going to take Cody to beat Michael Elgin and get some momentum going into his world title match at Best in the World. And now the next matchup for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Of course, the challenger and the winner of the Best of the Super Juniors 24 champion, of course, in his second Best of the Super Juniors title in 3 years. Of course, I am talking about Time Splitter Kushida versus, of course, the reigning, defending IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, Ticking Time Bomb, of course, Hiromu Takahashi. So this is, of course, another Wrestle Kingdom 11 rematch. This is the second of 4, and this is, of course, the third match between the two just this year. I mean, of course, at Wrestle Kingdom 11, Hiromu Takahashi beat Kushida to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. And then, of course, at Sakura Genesis, and maybe the biggest shock in New Japan Pro Wrestling, Takahashi beat Kushida in less than 2 minutes. Now, of course, with Kushida, this may have been his worst start of the year in his career. And then, of course, he went on to win the Best of the Super Juniors over Will Ospreay in a fantastic finals to get this shot. And a lot of people didn't expect him to get to the finals. Of course, I predicted Kushida to get to the finals, but I did not predict him to win it. But I'm very proud of Kushida. Kushida definitely deserved to win the Best of the Super Juniors this year. So this match is going to be fantastic. Now, coming from me, of course, Hiromu has been the champion since Wrestle Kingdom, so that's a pretty lengthy title reign. But coming from me, they would not have Kushida lose 3 times in 2017. He's already lost 2. He's already lost his worst loss in his career in that less than 2 minute squash at Sakura Genesis. So coming from me, I am taking Kushida to beat Hiromu Takahashi, because I just think if you have Kushida lose a 3rd time to Hiromu Takahashi, it would ruin him. So coming from me, I am taking Kushida to beat Hiromu Takahashi to become the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. And now the next matchup for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Of course, the challengers, once again, representing of course, it is Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, the Gorillas of Destiny versus, of course, the 75th and reigning IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, of course, Hanson and Rowe, War Machine. Now, of course, before before, during the Best of the Super Juniors, they've had like 8-man tags, 6-man tags between the two, equally getting wins off of each other. So this is a big-time match, of course, with the Guerrillas of Destiny. The last time they held the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles was, of course, last year. So they've been waiting a year, and of course, when you see Tama Tonga, the best analogy you can use with Tama Tonga is if Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins did the fusion, and when I see Tama Tonga, that's what I think. It's like if Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins fusion into Tama Tonga. It's like the best analogy to use because he looks just like Roman Reigns and Tama Tonga. Of course, Tonga Loa, maybe the best defensive tag team in New Japan Pro Wrestling history. Now, of course, with War Machine beating Tenzan and Kojima to become the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Of course, they are the former Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. They're being shown pretty well in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Of course, it's the power of War Machine versus the best defensive team in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So coming from me, once again, I gotta go with the Guerrillas of Destiny. I think Bullet Club is really, when it comes to big time groups in New Japan Pro Wrestling, like there's the 3 top groups in New Japan Pro Wrestling. We got Los Incarnables de Japón, of course, with all the titles. Then Suzuki Gun, and then Bullet Club. So Bullet Club definitely needs to get back as the top heel group in New Japan Pro Wrestling. How do you do that? You win all the big time gold. So coming from me, I'm taking God, the Guerrillas of Destiny, to beat War Machine and become the 76th and new IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. And now the next matchup for the IWGP Never Openweight Championship. Of course, the challenger and former IWGP Never Openweight Champion, of course, Hiroki Goto versus, of course, the leader of Suzuki-gun, Ichiban. Of course, number 1, baby. Of course, the 16th and reigning IWGP Never Openweight Champion, of course, Minoru Suzuki. Now, of course, this is a lumberjack match, so you're going to have members of Suzuki-gun and, of course, members of Chaos at ringside. So if one guy gets thrown out, the team that certain number of people have to throw the man back in. But as much as I've watched WWE, lumberjack matches are just out of control messes. But this is my first lumberjack match in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and then with Suzuki Gun members like, I bet you, Desperado, Taichi, Taka, Zack Sabre Jr. The one thing that stood out for me with the Best of the Super Juniors were Suzuki Gun matches, because of course they were out of control, throwing them into the crowd, beating them up. That's Suzuki Gun's motive, It's never a one-on-one match, and this is the prime example of that, of course, with Minoru Suzuki, the badass motherfucker that I love. Guy who's fought in Asuka, he's fought in maybe the greatest of all time. If he's fought in Asuka, and look how Asuka is now in NXT, being undefeated. Fighting Minoru Suzuki is saying a lot. And of course, Hiroki Goto with the modern day Ronin gimmick. This is going to be a fantastic lumberjack match. This can go either way, but coming from me, I'm taking the leader of Suzuki Gun to win this match, Minoru Suzuki, because you just know there's going to be some involvement with Suzuki Gun in this match for sure. Because if it's never a one-on-one match with Suzuki Gun. So coming from me, I'm taking Minoru Suzuki to retain his IWGP Never Openweight Championship over Hiroki Goto. And now the next matchup, the third of 4 Wrestle Kingdom rematches. Of course, it is for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, of course. Now, of course, the challenger and former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, of course, the former IWGP Never Openweight 6-man Tag Team Champions, and, of course, the former IWGP Intercontinental Champion, of course, the ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling, of course, Go Ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus, of course, the 15th and reigning IWGP Intercontinental Champion, representing Los Incarnables de Japón. This man, if you know his music, you know who I'm talking about. Of course, that is the music of Tetsuya Naito. Now, of course, at Wrestle Kingdom 11, Tanahashi was coming in as the champion, and then of course he lost to Naito with, of course, Naito's finisher Destino to become the Intercontinental Champion. Now, of course, Tanahashi, this is only his second match since his biceps injury. Of course, he'll be wrestling at Road to Dominion, but this is only his second match after the biceps injury that he suffered at War of the Worlds. So that kind of poses a lot of red flags for me, because this is only his second match after the injury, and I would rather have a healthy Tanahashi than a guy who's just coming off injury. Then you have Tetsuya Naito. Of course, he's on his 239 plus days as champion. In combined reigns, he's only behind Hiroki Goto and Shinsuke Nakamura, which is saying a lot. Saying a lot as the Intercontinental Champion. Now, of course, with Naito, the way he disrespects New Japan Pro Wrestling, of course, what he did last year with the IWGP Heavyweight title, he is doing things 10 times worse with the IC title. Of course, if you haven't seen it, of course, he has destroyed the IC belt. Literally, he has destroyed the IWGP Intercontinental title. Like, he's thrown it against the ring post, he's thrown it against the steps. He actually cracked the belt. The side blinks are broken. The centerpiece is kind of messed up. I mean, they've had to hammer it down just to fix it. But the way Naito has disrespected this title, of course, if you saw the Kevin Kelly tweet with him Naito at a convenience store trying to pay for food with the IC belt, just the sign of so much disrespect. I mean, again, like I said in my previous videos, this Naito is the guy you love to hate. A lot of people don't like him, but the fans love him. I mean, he's so he's like a rebel. He's like a good way to describe him. He's like a rebel. He's like a rebel in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Of course, when he's representing Los Ingobernables, the opponent, you know you got to be tranquilo. And of course, so this one's going to be a fantastic IC title match. I mean, these two tore it down at Wrestle Kingdom 11 this year. I mean, this is going to be a fantastic rematch. So coming from me, I'm going to take Tetsuya Naito to win this match. I do not trust Tanahashi, because biceps injury is big time when it works on the right here and the shoulder. So I can see Naito definitely working on it and definitely taking advantage of it. So coming from me, I am taking Tetsuya Naito to retain his IWGP Intercontinental Championship over Hiroshi Tanahashi. And now the main event. This is the match I've been waiting for, and I know you guys have too. It is the rematch of the Wrestle Kingdom 11 6-star matchup. Dave Meltzer 6-star matchup. This is, of course, for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Of course, the challenger representing and leading Of course, again, sorry for the delay on the music. Of course, he is also representing the Elite. The Elite. He is the #1 contender for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And of course, if you know his music, you know who I'm talking about. Of course, that is the music of the Kalina, Kenny Omega, and of course the champion. He is the 65th and reigning IWGP Heavyweight Champion of the world. Of course, I am talking about Kazuchika Okada. Now, of course, if you've been living under a rock and you have not seen the Wrestle Kingdom match between these two this year, watch it. Because if Dave Metzler gave it a 6-star match, this is the best match of 2017. 45 plus minute banger between these two. Of course, with Okada winning, Okada's on his 342 plus reign as the IWGP champion. He is on his current fourth title reign. Now, of course, he is only third in combined reigns. He's only third in combined reigns, only behind the Great Muta and Hiroshi Tanahashi. So Okada definitely has been a fantastic champion. Of course, Okada at this event is 3-1. Of course, his lone loss at Dominion was, of course, at 2012 against Hiroshi Tanahashi. So it's been a while since he's lost at Dominion. Of course, his last win was, of course, last year against Tetsuya Naito for the heavyweight title. Now, of course, on the other side with Kenny Omega, he's 0-2. Of course, losing the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title to Kushida, and of course losing the IWGP Intercontinental title to Michael Elgin in the ladder match. So, on one side, Okada has a great record coming into this match, and of course this pay-per-view. And on the other side, Omega is trying to definitely get a win at this pay-per-view. Now, of course, with Kenny Omega, this whole thing started, of course, at Wrestling Dotaku, which, of course, we had Tomohiro Ishii against Kenny Omega, in which that match absolutely stole the show. If you did not watch that match, definitely go check that out. Ishii and Kenny stole the show, in which, of course, that same night, Okada beat Bad Luck Fale to retain his title, and then after the match, Okada challenged Omega, which is very unheard of that the champion would challenge the challenger. So, again, this has been a long time coming since January. I mean, I didn't expect this match to happen this soon, but I'm happy it's going to happen. When it comes to rematches in wrestling, you know it's going to be the shit. And this match is, I don't know if it's going to live up to the first one. That first one was amazing. This will definitely live to be a great rematch. Now, coming from me, and I know you've been waiting for the prediction, I am taking my man Kenny Omega to become the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion, because, of course, Okada's been champion for a year. You know what happens with champions who have held the title for over a year? They usually lose. Okada has been a great champion, no doubt about it. He's only third behind Muta and Tanahashi in combined reigns, but that's in the past. The future is now, and the future is Kenny Omega. Now, of course, I'm going to take Kenny Omega to beat Okada, and of course, if Okada's in the G1, I'm picking Okada to win the G1, and then we're going to have the third match at Wrestle Kingdom 12. So, but in this matchup coming from me, I am taking the cleaner, Kenny Omega, to become the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion of the world. And those are my Dominion 2017 predictions. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy my predictions in this video. Comment below, who do you have winning the biggest rematch wrestling fans have been waiting for? Let me know if you're going for Okada or you're going for Kenny Omega. If your predictions are different from mine, comment below. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, thumbs up it, and of course, reply right back to you, because comments are always welcome on this channel, and it's supportive for sure. So again, I do want to thank all of you guys so very much for watching. Of course, thank you guys so very much for watching all the videos, and once again, thank you guys so very much for watching. And of course, before you go, you can never forget to do this on this channel. That like button, comment, share with your friends, of course. Super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. And I will see you for my Money in the Bank 2017 predictions later days. Peace out and peace out.